Linda Lavin is an American singer and actress. She is known for playing the title character in the sitcom Alice and for her stage performances, both on Broadway and off-Broadway. After acting as a child, Lavin joined the Compass Players in the late 1950s. She began acting on Broadway in the 1960s, earning notice in It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman in 1966 and receiving her first Tony Award nomination in Last of the Red Hot Lovers in 1970. She moved to Hollywood in 1973 and began to work in television, making recurring appearances on the sitcom Barney Miller before getting the title role in hit comedy Alice, which ran from 1976 to 1985. She appeared in many telefilms and later in other TV work. She has also had roles in several feature films. In 1987, she returned to Broadway, starring in Broadway-bound Gypsy, The Sisters Rosenzweig, The Diary of Anne Frank and The Tale of the Allergist's Wife, among others. In 2010, she appeared as Ruth Steiner in Collected Stories, garnering her fifth Tony nomination. She starred in NBC's short-lived sitcom, Sean Saves the World in 2013 as Lorna. Early life and career. Lavin was born in Portland, Maine, the daughter of Lucille, an opera singer, and David J. Lavin, a businessman. The Lavin family were active members of the local area Jewish community. Her family was musically talented, and Lavin has been on stage since the age of 5. She attended Waynflete School before enrolling in the College of William and Mary. Upon her graduation from William and Mary, she had already received her Actors Equity Association card. She was a member of the Compass Players in the late 1950s. By the early 1960s, Lavin had appeared in several Broadway shows and appeared on the 1966 cast recordings of The Mad Show performing Stephen Sondheim's The Boy. From It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman, one of her numbers, You've Got Possibilities, was the album's best-received song and was called the one memorable song, Flirty, syncopated, by the Dallas Observer. Career, television and film. In 1967, Lavin made an appearance as Gloria Thorpe in a television version of the musical Damn Yankees with Phil Silvers. In 1969, Lavin married actor Ron Liebman, and by 1973 the couple had arrived in Hollywood, California. After various guest appearances on episodic television series such as The Nurses, Rhoda, Harry-O and Kaz, Lavin landed a recurring role on Barney Miller during the first and second seasons. She left Barney Miller to star in the lead role in Alice. The show was a popular hit for CBS and ran from 1976 to 1985. The series was based on the Martin Scorsese-directed Ellen Burstyn film Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Lavin portrayed Alice Hyatt, a waitress and singer, the character that Burstyn had played. Lavin performed the series' theme song, There's a New Girl in Town, which was written by David Shire and Alan and Marilyn Bergman and was updated for each of the first 6 seasons. During the series' 9-season run, Lavin earned 2 Golden Globe Awards and a Primetime Emmy Award nomination, and gained experience directing, especially during the later seasons. Lavin also played a dual role in Alice, as Debbie Walden, the wizened and former landlady of the character Vera Louise Gorman Novak. Lavin also made numerous television appearances outside of Alice, including hosting her own holiday special for CBS, Linda in Wonderland. She acted in 2 sitcoms, Room for Two and 1998's Conrad Bloom. In Room for Two, she played a mother who moved in with her daughter, played by Patricia Heaton, who has a show on a local television station. The daughter gives Lavin's character her own segment, called Just a Thought, at the end of her program. After working in theater for many years, Lavin was cast in the NBC television sitcom Sean Saves the World, playing Sean Hayes' a pushy, meddling mother Lorna. The Los Angeles Times interviewer noted, "A highlight of the show is the wonderful chemistry between Lavin and Hayes, who exchange repartee and quips with breezy ease. and the cast seems smitten with her. The show has been cancelled. She made numerous television guest appearances, including roles on The Muppet Show, Law and Order, Criminal Intent, The O.C., Touched by an Angel, and HBO's The Sopranos. She also appeared in many telefilms between 1967 and 1998, including Damn Yankees, Sad Bird, The Morning After, Jerry, Like Mom, Like Me, The $5.20 an Hour Dream, A Matter of Life and Death, Another Woman's Child, Maricela, Lena, My 100 Children, Whitewash, A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes, The Annette Funicello Story, Stolen Memories, Secrets from the Rose Garden, For the Future, The Irvin Fertility Scandal, The Ring, and Best Friends for Life. She directed the 1990 telefilm Flower Babies. Lavin made her feature film debut in The Muppets Take Manhattan. Her other feature film appearances include See You in the Morning, starring Jeff Bridges, and Alan Reese Nace's I Want to Go Home, opposite Gerard Depardieu in The Backup Plan. Theatre. Lavin began her career with Broadway appearances in the musical A Family Affair and plays such as The Riot Act and Carl Reiner's Something Different. In his New York Times review of John Guara's two one-act plays, Cop Out, Clive Barnes wrote, Miss Lavin carries versatility almost to the point of paranoia, and camps up a storm. She arrived at showbiz stardom with a featured role in the musical It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman. She received her first Tony Award nomination in 1970, for her role in the Neil Simon play, Last of the Red Hot Lovers. Clive Barnes, in his review for the New York Times, wrote, Linda Lavin, eyebrows, sick, flaunting like telegraphed messages, mouth twitching and pouting, voice as dry as thunder and with a cough like electric static, as beautiful as Elaine, the sex cap feeling coolly kittenish and looking for a safe tin roof. Lavin's last Broadway credit before she moved to Hollywood was in Paul Thill's Story Theatre in 1971. In her early years, Lavin also appeared in numerous off-Broadway productions, including The Review of Paint, the musical The Mad Show, and Little Murders. Lavin won the Theatre World Award for Wet Paint and a Drama Desk Award for Little Murders. After more than a decade away, appearing on television, Lavin returned to the Broadway stage in 1987, winning a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play and her second Drama Desk Award for her role as Kate in Simon's play Broadway Bound. Frank Rich, in his New York Times review, wrote, One only wishes that Ms. Lavin, whose touching performance is of the same high integrity as the writing, could stay in the role forever. Theatre critic Charles McNulty wrote of her performance that it is widely considered one of the most memorable in contemporary Broadway history, winning not just awards but praise approaching the level of myth. The distinguished theatre critic Gordon Rogoff, extolling the power available only to an actor at the height of her own command of detail, went so far as to describe Lavin's portrayal as one of those textbook lessons in great acting. She then starred on Broadway in Gypsy as Mama Rose Hovick, replacing Tyne Daly in July 1990. June Havoc saw Lavin's performance in Gypsy and sent Lavin a photo of Havick's mother, the real Rose Hovick, with a note of appreciation for Lavin's particular portrayal of the character. Subsequent Broadway roles included The Sisters Rosenzweig, as a replacement Gorgeous Teitelbaum starting in September 1993, and Mrs. Van Daan in The Diary of Anne Frank, opposite Natalie Portman, for which she garnered a Tony nomination as featured actress in a play. In 1995 she appeared in the off-Broadway Death-Defying Acts, which consists of 3 one-act plays. Lavin performed in the Elaine May and Woody Allen plays. She was nominated for a Drama Desk Award and won an Obie Award and the Lucille Lortel Award. She also directed theatre during this period. She played Marjorie in The Tale of the Allergist's Wife, co-starring Tony Roberts and Michelle Lee, for which she was nominated for a Tony Award, Leading Actress in a Play, and Drama Desk Award, and Nanny for Helen in Hollywood Arms in Chicago and on Broadway in 2002. In 2010, Lavin appeared as Ruth Steiner in a Broadway revival of the play Collected Stories, reprising her role for a PBS production of the play, and received a fifth Tony nomination for the role. She appeared in the new play by John Robin Bates, Other Desert Cities, off-Broadway at the Mitzi Newhouse Theatre, beginning in previews in December 2010, closing February 27, 2011. Lavin was featured in the Kennedy Center production of the musical Follies, from May 2011 to June 2011, as Hattie Walker. She appeared in the premiere of the Nikki Silver play The Lions at the off-Broadway Vineyard Theatre, beginning in September 2011, through November 11. Ben Brantley, the New York Times reviewer, commented, "Watching Ms. Lavin, I found myself thinking of Nora from Ibsen's Doll's House. Well, a purse-lipped, lemony sour, older Nora in pseudo-Chanel. One who's never at a loss for what to say and when to say it. Rita may be a little behind schedule in discovering herself, but no one can fault the hair-trigger timing of the actress playing her or the surprising dimensions she finds within one-liners." She reprised her role in the Broadway production, which opened at the Court Theatre on April 23, 2012 and closed on July 1, 2012. Lavin appeared in the new Nikki Silver play Too Much Sun, which opened off-Broadway at the Vineyard Theatre on May 18, 2014. Ben Brantley, in his review for the New York Times, wrote, "And it's an unconditional treat to witness an actress like Ms. Lavin tune so precisely into the writer's wavelength that script and performance become a marriage of true minds." Lavin appears on Broadway at the Samuel J. Friedman Theatre in a Manhattan Theatre Club production of Our Mother's Brief Affair. The play, by Richard Greenberg, opened in previews on December 28, 2015, with the official opening on January 20, 2016. Cabaret and recording. Lavin has appeared in cabaret and concert performances. In 2005, she appeared at the Empire Plush Room in San Francisco, accompanied by Billy Stritch and her husband, Steve Bakunas. The Talkin' Broadway reviewer summed up her performance. "Linda Lavin is funny, warm and full of personality." In April 2006, she performed at Birdland with her critically acclaimed cabaret act The Song Remembers When, with Billy Stritch. She performed with the Wilmington Symphony in March 2012. Her recording, Possibilities, was released by Ghostlight Records in 2012. Steven Suskin wrote, "There is still that sweet, friendly sound of long ago." Personal life. Lavin has been married 3 times. Her first marriage to Ron Liebman ended in divorce in 1980. Her second marriage to Kip Niven, who played the boyfriend of Beth Howland's character, Vera Louise Gorman Novak, ended in divorce in 1992. While Lavin has no biological children, she was stepmother to the children of her second husband, and is stepmother to those of her third and current husband, artist-musician Steve Bakunas, whom she married in 2005. The couple had resided in Wilmington, North Carolina, where they were committed community members working together to rehabilitate impoverished neighborhoods, including renovating many homes, donating a park to the city, and creating a community theater, the Red Barn Studio. In 1997, Lavin founded the Linda Lavin Arts Foundation in Wilmington, to promote and foster the advancement of the performing and visual arts, with special emphasis on arts in education. Her foundation has created a theater program called Girlfriends, whose purpose is to raise the self-esteem of at-risk teenage girls of the inner city. In Wilmington, she was a stage director. One of her directorial credits was a 1998 production of William Shakespeare's As You Like It, updated to a Brazilian jazz style. In both Wilmington and New York, she teaches master classes in acting and singing. In September 2012, Lavin announced that she intended to sell her home in Wilmington and return to New York City. Lavin and Bakunas have lived in New York City since circa 2013-2014. Awards and nominations. Lavin was inducted into the American Theatre Hall of Fame for 2010 in January 2011.